Back in 1996, my mother rented from Blockbuster a movie that changed my life forever, and that film was Goldeneye. Admittedly, I was probably too young to watch it at the time, and my older brother was meant to be watching it with my parents, and I just snuck in. But from the moment that Pierce Brosnan jumped off that damn beginning Goldeneye, I was just hooked, and I have been a Bond fan ever since. The James Bond fan base, community, the films, the video games, the music, the lifestyle, the drinks, the toys, just everything about it has been a massive important part of my life. And one of the great joys I can say right here and right now is I am a part of the community. Now, I only am a small person on YouTube. Heck, I get on average about 200 views a video, which for me, I'm really happy with and very excited about. But for me, I feel recently there has been a, if you will, growing storm, a darkness covering the James Bond fan base and the whole sort of franchise in general, which is the reason I want to make this video as an open letter to Eon to state my worries and concerns. I think it's fair to say that those of us who are watching this video are, like me, James Bond fans, whether it be mostly from the books, the novels, video games, lifestyle, etc. It doesn't matter. We're all James Bond fans and we all get excited when it comes to new James Bond things. And I'm no different. I got super excited when they announced a new James Bond film, a video game, a new book coming out. I get super excited about all of it, and I do love talking to you about it. But of recent late, I have noticed that there does seem to be, and again, this is just from my experiences only, a lack of excitement in the general public about the Bond franchise. From what I've seen of people talking in my lifetime and people saying online in different forums and like Facebook groups, etc., away from James Bond, is the fact that they saw Bond die at the end of No Time to Die and they think, well, that's really it, and there's no real excitement about what's coming next. And that's the thing that is really annoying me and really concerning me. No Time to Die came out in 2001, and I think it's fair to say it was still in pandemic era times and it was a big box office success. Yes, it probably made a bit less than what Spectre and Skyfall did, but considering the time it got released, I think it did incredibly well. And since then, the news has been virtually dry, if not really sort of small little tabloid rumours and gossip that we're all sort of clinging on to, hoping this might be official start or some news finally for Bond 26. This sort of pattern has been going on now for basically the last 2 years, and when it comes to things on the official side, it's virtually been zilch. There have been many times now over the last couple of years where Barbara Broccoli has come out and said that we're not working on it, we're not really doing anything about it, we're thinking about little things, we're thinking how do we reimagine it. Basically, anytime there is any news, or you could say something positive, or even a potential bit of hope about Bond 26, it just gets shot down immediately. Now, my most recent example of this, I think, was at the 007 Road to a Million premiere, where people asked Barbara, what's happening with Bond 26? And she just basically shuts them down again, saying, we're not really sure about it, we're not really working it on at the moment. And I think all of this is coming to a general thought and feeling that potentially Barbara Broccoli is just not interested and doesn't care anymore about the franchise. Now, I want to say something here, and this is my opinion only, and I stand by this, but to me, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson are some of the greatest producers we have ever had in the film industry. They have produced hit after hit after hit. It's a wonderful team working together that has created some of the best Bond films, I think, in the entire franchise. When you look at Casino Royale and Skyfall, there's some really great ones of recent years. But then you look at the Brosnan era of Goldeneye, Tomorrow Never Dies, and The World's Not Enough. They have made, in my opinion, some of the best James Bond films and given us, in my opinion, the best James Bond actor, Pierce Brosnan. I also think that the work that Barbara has been producing outside of the Bond franchise has been really great. I've loved a lot of her movies that have come out, which she has produced, and I really hope she does actually continue to make those films. But at the same time, I can't help but feel that Bond is being pushed aside. This is the real point of the video here. It's almost like an open letter to the Bond producers if ever they get a chance to see this. And I'm just saying it for my reasons, but please, it has now been basically 2 2 years since the release of No Time to Die, and you have given us nothing. There's not even a question about, we're developing it, we're looking into it, we're really working hard on it. It's just been, not really interested. Yeah, we'll get round to it eventually. That is the sort of vibe that they are passing off. And I don't think it's actually what they're meant to be or want to be actually saying. I very much believe still to this day, and I know people disagree with me, it's fine, but I do believe that Michael and Barbara are working really much in the back end without us knowing anything, really working out what is the next direction for Bond to go into Bond 26 and beyond. I really do believe they've been working on it, but still, there has been absolutely nothing. And every time they've opened their mouths about Bond 26, it's almost like basically nothing, or just saying, no, we haven't worked here, I haven't really thought about it. And I think they're thinking, oh, isn't this funny? We're going to say we're not working it, and then suddenly, surprise, we're working it the whole time. And I think that's how they think we're going to react to news like this. But it's not coming off like that. It's much more coming off like, I don't care about it. It's not important. I'm not so sure about it. I can't. You know what? If I can be bothered to do another Bond film, I can be bothered to do another Bond film, but not till then. That's the impression that they, as Eon, are bringing forward. And that's what I think is the big issue. What I really, really want to pass on to the producers is basically this personal message. Look, I am a massive fan of your work, and I will continue to always be. Barbara, Michael, you have got a fan in me for life. You have done some incredible movies and stuff that has basically personified my childhood and parts of my life. I'm forever grateful. But please, I don't expect anything before Christmas, but certainly in the beginning of 2024, give us some positive news. Tell us that Bond 26 is being developed at least. Potentially give us a release date. Just something that as Bond fans can have that is positive going forward in the future, because you are basically, I think, betraying to the world and your own Bond fan community that you just don't care. And I don't think that's actually how you feel. Barbara, Michael, let me talk to you directly. You guys have been amazing. And I'm sure that, working now with Amazon has generated a few things, which I'm sure you've ironed out by now. Please give us something positive and something hopeful to look forward to in 2024, because I'm sorry, you've basically, to the world, have had 2 years of just doing absolutely nothing, which I'm pretty sure is not actually the truth. We Bond fans are keeping things alive very much for our fan base with ourselves. Just look at anything new or anything small and really exploiting it and celebrating it. You have got one of the greatest fan communities in the world. We are a lot of people who respect other people's opinion. We love to discuss it, analyze it. We're not like, sort of people who will scream sort of certain things or claim certain things. We're all very much highly intelligent people who love to chat and discuss and be a part of the great thing that your family has created for the big screen. So let me end basically with this. I know this sounds like a bit of an entitled thing, saying I demand news about Bond 26, but I think by now we, certainly in the community, it would be nice, and I feel like it's slightly earned by now, just to hear some news like you're saying you're actively developing Bond 26, or you've got a release date now firmly set in stone, or something like that. That, I think, is really important to us Bond fans. And I think if you want to break this potential stigma of how you're being portrayed and how you're being reacted to, even though you probably think it's very much different, just give us some positive James Bond news. Even if it's like we spoke to this director and decided not to do it, and just confirm something like that. Just give us something of proof that actually you do care about Bond 26 and you are making sure it's going to be the best film it can possibly be. Of course, my name's Henry Stevens and I'm the Bond Geek. Goodbye.